Hi everyone. So today I want to share my process for creating abstract watercolors, and we're going to be doing some mixed media techniques with the watercolor using colored pencils, watercolor pencils, and metallic watercolor. It's really fun, and this is kind of a short video, and I'm going to demo two abstract watercolors. It's a process that anyone can do, from beginners to intermediate or experienced artists. It's just a really fun, playful way to play with the paint and create intuitive abstracts. So it's something that everyone can enjoy at every level. So please hop inside and join me for this process video. Okay, so I have my watercolors on the side here. I'm going to pre-wet them. This kind of just, I always say it wets them or wakes them up, but it really is just reactivating them. I have a little bit of pink salt. It can be any kind of salt, kosher salt, regular table salt. This is alcohol and some Q-tips. These are just for some added effects. This is powdered gold watercolor, Daniel Smith powdered metallic watercolor. This is so old that I'm not sure if they make it anymore. But they also have pretty good pan metallic if you want to add some of this. This is for the end. And then I'm going to work in complementary colors. So I think today I'm going to work in blue and orange. So you can use 1 or 2 blue and 1 or 2 orange colors. And so working in complements creates a dynamic color scheme, and that's what I want to do. So I'm going to start with blue, and this is an abstract painting, so that means I'm not going to do a lot of thinking about what I put down. I'm just going to play. I also have some colored pencils. I have 3 watercolor pencils and 1 kind of a corally pinky peachy color to go with this color palette I've chosen. And I'm just going to play here and not worry about too much when I'm creating my my abstract painting. So here I'm dipping alcohol. Paint needs to be pretty wet in order for this to make an effect. And I'm dipping my watercolor pencils into the water to activate them. And I'm kind of dragging them through the colors. Doing some mark making here. Okay, so now we're going to do a different palette, different color palette here. But we do a little analogous with a complementary pop. So analogous colors are any 3 in a row on the color wheel. So we can do blues and blue greens. So we can do any three to 5 in a row and a complementary pop. So we can do, you know, go in the middle and go across. So a red or pink as the complement, and I can start with a blue green and work my way into the greens. So that's what I'm going to do here, and I'm using the Caran gouache, which is still a very watercolory gouache, and I'm going to use several colors in this set. starting with a blue-green and going into the greens. It's one of my favorite watercolor sets. I just really love them. The colors are really vibrant. And when we're working with analogous colors, we can kind of go in and feel free to let them mix on the page while we're working with the analogous colors. They can mix right up on the page. It doesn't matter. So you can practice your wet into wet techniques. I'm going to, while these colors are really wet, I'm adding some of my salt to get some salt effects, which I love. Some of these effects only work when the paint is extremely wet. So I'm keeping this really wet and juicy, dipping into my water and coming back in and getting playful with my colors. Put a little of the light green in. Going right in for my complementary color pop here with a little magenta, and let it play in my piece. It's a little scary when you're putting this very wet color next to the complement, because you can create inadvertent mud if you're not careful. But if you don't take any chances, you'll never have any fun. So I just kind of let it happen and get in there, and I try not to worry about it too much. If I get a little bit of mud, I don't worry about it too much. I like to scoop it up and let it really get in there. And some places, if it hits my blue, I'm not as worried as if it hits the green. If it hits the blue, I might end up with a little lavender color. Now, I'm going to hit some of this wet color with alcohol and a Q-tip, which creates a really beautiful color pattern. It pushes the paint away, and we get such a lovely, interesting effect. I just really love the way it looks. So I tend to use a little bit of that. Now I'm going to go in with my watercolor pencils here, and drag them through just a little bit to create some marks. Now your marks can be symmetrical, they can be just very playful. They can be organic. They can be really however you want them to be. And right now I'm working with a magenta watercolor pencil, but I also have some greens, which I want to get in there with. These do two things because they're drawing, but they're also dragging the paint through. So they're creating two effects. Really fun to use. Now I think I'm going to go for some of my metallic gold. I'm going to mix up some of that color here in my little dish with water. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of that. Now, if you don't have metallic watercolor, it is certainly not necessary for you to use it. It's just a little fun added embellishment. And since this is a mixed media piece, you could also use watered down acrylic metallic paint if you wished, because you can get watercolor effects with metallic acrylic as well, as long as you water it down enough. Please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel grow, and I do appreciate it so much. Thanks for being here, and come again soon.